All right, guys. So as far as the test, I guess we'll start with part A. Anybody have any questions on part A? Yeah. The first one. Okay. How can it be quadratic? Oh, I got you. Okay. So part A, the first one, it went -4, -2, -4, -10, -20. I want you guys to notice what Isabella said. She noticed that it kind of repeats, right? So this is what she noticed. The first difference. How do we get from -4 to -2? +2. And then from -2 to -4? -2. And from -4 to -10? -6 and -10, right? Okay, and then the next one. So far, it's not arithmetic or geometric. So let's see, how do I go from +2 to -2? And from -2 to -6? And from -6 to -10? So I figured you guys all were like, okay, this is quadratic. And for the most part, you guys got that correct. But that's not the question. The question was from Isabella. She wanted to know why it goes from +2 to a -2. Okay. Why do you guys think it does that? Why did I highlight that -2? What do you guys think that -2 represents? Yeah? It's the vertex. If you were to graph this, which you weren't supposed to, you didn't have to, but if you were to graph this, this would be, as far as x values, I'll put them in green. This would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3. So it's symmetrical. All parabolas are symmetrical, so I would go over 2 and down 2. And my next point would be over 1. Let me make this a little bigger. Over 1, down -4. But then I find that same point on this side because of the line of symmetry. So that's what you're going to see happen when you have when you encounter your vertex as one of your points. You're going to see repetition, and for your first difference, you might see a plus, and then all of a sudden it goes to a minus. Okay? Is everybody okay with that though? Yeah? Does anybody need to see question 2? We all knew that was arithmetic, yeah? What about question 3? We're okay with that one? Okay. So that was part A. How about part B? Does anybody need part B? Yeah? All of them? So for part B, the sequence that was given was 12, 13, I'm sorry, not 13, 12, 3, -6, -15. So first you have to determine the type of sequence that's given. What type of sequence is given here? It's arithmetic, and how do we know that? What's our common difference? -9, right? So you got a point if you said this was arithmetic. Some of you guys didn't write that down, so you didn't get that point. So it's arithmetic. And then your common difference, as long as you said, hey, the common difference is -9, you got a point there. You got 2 points there. No, 1 point. And then the explicit formula. For the most part, you guys were all very good with the explicit formula. The explicit formula is a of n is equal to a of 1 plus d n minus 1. And you guys plugged that in really well, which I was very happy with. So it was a of n equals my first term, which was 12, my common difference, which was -9, and then n minus 1. And you guys did that very well, so you got another point for that. This is where the mistakes happened. I'm going to write it over here. I'm going to put it in red so that it makes sense. This is a mistake. This was the most common mistake I saw with this. When you had your explicit, which was 12 minus 9 n minus 1, and you guys distributed, you did the following. 12 minus 9n minus 9. What's the mistake there? I want to say about 3/4 of you guys did this. And that's a small mistake that can be easily fixed. Do you guys agree with that? Because that's not a -9. That should be a what? That should be a +9. So this right here, that's the mistake. The correct way to do this is that when you distribute, you're going to get 12 minus 9n plus 9. So when you add these, you end up with f of x or y, whatever you wanted to write. I'm actually write it as f of n since that's the variable. F of n is equal to 21 minus 9n. Do you see the mistake? If you messed up, if you did it this other way, you were telling me that f of n was equal to 3 minus 9n. So it's not a big mistake. It's a small mistake, but you still added. It's just it was the wrong number that you did. Okay. What's up? How did I get 21? Combining like terms. 12 plus 9. No. That was one of the main mistakes that you guys did. How many guys made that mistake? No, don't be shy. I already saw it. It'll make you guys feel better when you see how many people made that mistake. No one's gonna admit to it. All right.
Wait, it's plus 9? You don't subtract the 12?
No, you don't subtract the 12 because the 12 is positive, and the 9 is also positive.
So you always do
It's
from
not.
that side?
Huh?
You always do it from that side?
Yeah. Does anybody need me to explain that a little further, or are we okay with that? We're good? Okay. So let's go with question 2. Or I think this is question 5 now. It was 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Most of you guys did. What amazed me was you guys did better with the geometric than the arithmetic. The geometric you guys did a little better with as a class, as a whole. So I kind of just gave it away, but it's geometric, right? How do we know it's geometric? It's multiplying by what? By 2, right? So it's multiplying by 2, which means, hey, this is going to be geometric. If you wrote down geometric, you got your point. If you said that the common ratio was 2, you got your point. Now, again, the explicit, you guys did great on that. It's g of n equals g of 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. You guys plugged everything in pretty well. So this would be g of 1 is 4 times my common ratio, which is 2, to the power of n minus 1. That was good. Okay, so if you gave me that as your geometric, that is correct. As your geometric explicit, I should say. Okay. Again, for the most part, everybody did well on this, turning this into the nth term. When you do that, what you have to do is it becomes 4 times 2 to the power of n times 2 to the negative first power. Like I said, most of you guys did well. You turned that 2 to the negative first power, you turn that into a 1/2, so it's 4 times 2 to the power of n times 1/2. I don't think very many of you guys lost points on that one. And then when you multiply these two, you got 2 times 2 to the power of n, and that's your nth term function. Okay, some of you guys left it as 4/2, which on the retake I'll be more strict with. If it's a number that can be reduced, reduce it. Okay, so I give you the points. If you, like on this one, this is an example of what I gave points to also. Some of you guys left it as 4/2 times 2 to the power of n, which is technically correct, but I want you guys to simplify your fractions. Any questions on that one, guys?
Can you scroll up to the...
Which one? The arithmetic one? Yeah. How many of you guys found your mistake? Because you shouldn't just be looking at my work. You should be looking at my work and then comparing it to yours. Have you guys found your mistake? Get in the habit of circling it. I know it makes us feel bad to see our mistake, but circle it. That way when you take this home, that's yours. You're going to take that home and that's what you're going to study. Okay? That way you know where you messed up. Can I keep going? Yeah? Okay. Now part C. Everybody's favorite part, right? let's go over the first one. So number 6, 3, comma 5, comma 3, comma negative 3, comma negative 13. Okay. What's up, dude? Geometric, yeah. Is that good? Good? All right. So now let's focus on this one right here. It says create the nth term function that represents the sequence. So automatically we got to know what kind of sequence this is. So I'm just going to see if there's something that I can multiply. Is 3 to 5 and then back to 3. I can't multiply by anything that's going to give that. So it's either going to be arithmetic or geometric or neither. So if it's arithmetic, there has to be a common difference. So I'm going to look at my first difference. From 3 to 5, what do I get? That's plus 2. From 5 to 3, that's what? Minus 2. From 3 to negative 3 is? And from negative 3 to negative 13? So obviously not the same common difference, so that's not going to be arithmetic. So the only shot I have is for it to be quadratic. So I'm looking at my second difference. From positive 2 to negative 2 is? From negative 2 to negative 6 is? And from negative 6 to negative 10 is? Negative 4. Yeah. 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 So yeah, look, if you can already see that. You notice that already? So this is 1, this is 2. Just by looking at that, you already saw that their vertex is 2, 5. And then we already have our points, right? So you can do most of the problem just by knowing how to read this. Good job, dude. Okay. So now if I wanted this, I still got to create the function for this though. So if I want to create the function for this, it's going to be 2a equals negative 4. And this was a very common mistake. A lot of you guys said that a was positive 2. What is a? A is negative 2. And the sad thing is, if you don't get a wrong, it's going to mess up the rest of your function. So you got to be really careful with a, b, and c. Because if you don't get a, b, and c correct, the rest of the work is going to be incorrect. Okay? So everybody okay with a being negative 2? Yeah? Okay, so now let's find out what b is. So that's going to be 3a plus b equals 3. So there's going to be 3 times negative 2 plus b equals 3. Negative 6 plus b equals 3. And that means that b is what? Did I do that? I did that wrong, didn't I?
You did it wrong.
I did that wrong. It should be what? Should be 2, right? So what should b be? B is 8, right? Everybody okay with that? Yeah? Okay. And then last one, I got to find out what c is. So I'm going to go a plus b plus c equals what? Equals 3. So negative 2 plus 8 plus c equals 3. 6 plus c equals 3. Check this out, dude. I'll highlight them for you. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then subtract 6 from both sides. And c is negative 3. Again, you guys did pretty well with that. So my nth term, what is it? You good? Okay. So my nth term function is f of x equals negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. Any questions on how we got that? We're good? Don't look so down, guys. You guys got to retake. There were small mistakes that you guys made. You're good. So I can find a couple things from this. Since this is a quadratic, what does it ask me to find for quadratics?
Vertex and the y. No, x and y.
Y-intercept and what? So I got to find my y-intercept and my vertex. And that's basically all it asks for, right? Okay. If you found your axis of symmetry, that's going to help you graph, but you didn't need that. What is my y-intercept?
-3.
That's the y coordinate, like the point, the y point, but that's not a y-intercept. My y-intercept has to be written as a point. So 0 what? 0, -3. Okay, I know, but like I said, if you guys ever take any kind of state test and they ask you for a y-intercept and you put -3, it'll be marked as wrong. Okay, you have to put it as a coordinate. Now, as far as finding the vertex, Jason already found it. He said, hey, it's 2, 5, because there's repetition over here. Okay, and he's not wrong. But if you don't know how to find it that way, then we're going to find it the long way. What's up, Ralph? Y-intercept is always going to be your C term. So I'll write it above it. This is the standard form of a quadratic. So it's whatever C is. Good, Ralph? Yeah. Now to find the vertex, I'm going to start with I'll put it in a different color so that it distinguishes. First, I'm going to find my x-coordinate. And the x-coordinate is going to be -b over 2a. So I already know what b is. B is -8. I'm sorry, 8. So it's going to be negative times 8 over 2 times a, which is what? 2 times -2. Now that was another mistake that I saw people do. I plugged in a -2, right? Some of you guys plugged in a +2 and it messed it up. Because my vertex is now going to be what? The x-coordinate at least is going to be +2. Some of you guys told me that the x-coordinate was -2. See how small of a mistake it is? It's nothing big, but it is going to mess you up. That's my x-coordinate. To find my y-coordinate, I'm going to plug in f of 2 into my function. So it'll be -2 times 2 squared plus 8 times 2 minus 3. And then you just simplify that. So it's -2 times 4 plus 16 minus 3, which is -8 plus 16 minus 3, which is what? Which is 5. So that means my vertex is 2, 5. Now to graph this, I can graph this easily. Let's see, what is the graphing thing? So my vertex is 2, 5, so I'm going to go over 2. 1, 2, and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So around there. And then my points. Well, I can already draw my axis of symmetry, just because that's going to help me out, but that wasn't required for this.
What's the axis symmetry again?
Axis of symmetry for this one will be x equals 2. And then my vertex is 2, 5. That's the blue point. And then how can I find other points, guys? My y-intercept I know is what? 0, -3. So if this is symmetrical, how far do I have to go from my line of symmetry to find -3 on the other side? Not once, but twice. So I know that 0, -3 exist. I know that 4, -3 exist. Now, can I find 2 other points easily? What's the other point going to be? Let's look at my function. Let's look at my sequence. 1 and 3, right? 1 and 3 is going to be up here. And again, since this is symmetrical, I can find it on the other side of the red line of the line of symmetry. So 3 also exists. And there's your graph.
Can you redo the pointings again?
What's up?
Can you redo all the points again? all the points you just did.
All the points?
How'd you find them? Yeah.
How'd I find them? Okay, I got you. So you were okay with the vertex, right?
Yeah.
Look, I can look up here. Since I know, oh, where'd it go? There it is. Since I know my sequence was 3, 5, 3, negative 3, and 13, negative 13. I know that this represents my vertex, but that goes with the coordinate 2. So think of this as a coordinate. This is 2, 5, right?
Like A1, A2.
So this one right here would be 2, 5. So that I'll color coordinate them for you. So this is 2, 5. This one right here would go with what?
1.
So this would be 1, 3. But if this is the vertex, right? So if I find 1, 3, then that other one also exists on the other side. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I did the same. Well, we didn't do 0, negative 3. It wasn't on the 0, negative 3 was not on the sequence, but 0, negative 3 represents my what? Y-intercept, yeah. And if I have y-intercept right there, and that's 2 away from my vertex, well, I can find the other point 2 away from my vertex. Or I could have just looked at my sequence also. Make sense? Yeah, okay.
Why is it facing down again?
Why is it facing down? Because A is what? Yeah, let's look at, where'd I put it? Yeah, A is negative, it faces down. So it's on this thing right here. Yep. Does that make more sense now, guys? Yeah? You guys circle your mistakes?
When are you putting this in?
Probably on Monday. Monday after you guys do the retake and I regrade it, I'll put it in.
We're gonna put the better score?
I'll put the better score. So let's go with 7, negative 1, positive 1, 7, 17, 31. All right, so if I wanted to figure out what kind of sequence this is, what are we adding first? We're adding 2, and then what? 6, and then 10, and then... So, not arithmetic. So if it's not arithmetic, I'm hoping for what? Quadratic. Difference 2 is going to be plus what? Plus 4 every time. So sweet, it's quadratic. Okay, so I know it's quadratic. 2a equals what? 2a equals 4. So in this case, a is going to equal to 2. Everybody okay with that one?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's find b. That's going to be 3a plus b equals 2. Honestly, guys, the mistakes that you guys made, it wasn't in setting these up. You guys set those up really well. Most of the mistakes were down here. Okay, that's the algebra. That's the algebra that you guys just gotta be a little more careful with. Okay. And then I already found B. Now let's find A, B, and let's find C now. A plus B plus C equals what? Negative 1. So what's C, guys? C is 1. So my function is going to be what? Minus 4x plus 1. Some of you guys did all that work and it hurt me so bad when I saw your work and you put A, B, and C, but then you put a plus here. Some of you guys did that. Okay, and that'll mess you up. Okay, be careful with your signs, guys. Small little mistakes will hurt you the most. Okay, so that's my function. This is obviously quadratic. So first thing I want to find is my y-intercept. What is my y-intercept? It's C, so my y-intercept would be what? No. 0, 1. 0, 1. Okay. And then now I got to find my vertex. So my vertex is going to be, at least for the x coordinate, negative b over 2a, which turns into what? A negative times a negative 4 over 2 times 2, which is going to give us what? Positive 4 over 4. Another very common mistake that I saw. Okay. And then that turns into what? Turns into 1. So my vertex, I know that the x coordinate is going to be 1. Now I just got to find the y coordinate. F of 1 is equal to 2 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 1. 1 squared is just 1, so this is to be 2 times 1, which is 2, minus 4 plus 1. What do we get from that, guys? Negative 1. So my vertex is positive 1 and negative 1. So, huh? Your coordinates were off. You'll see right now when we draw them. You see them? I'll show you right now. By the way, opens up or down? Yeah, Ralph? Hold up. What's up, Ralph?
How do you get 2 on the y chord? Isn't it 4?
2?
Yeah.
Oh,
On the y chord?
on this right here?
Like 2 minus 4 plus 1, isn't it?
2 minus 4 is, here, I'll show you the work for it.
No, but isn't it supposed to be 4 minus 4 plus 1?
So I'm plugging it into here, dude. So it would be 2 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 1. So I think what you're doing is you're doing 2 times 1, right? And then squaring it?
Yeah.
You can't do that. First the exponent. So first you have to do 1 squared, which is 1, and then multiply by 2. Does that make sense, Ralph? Yeah. So let's graph this thing. I know that my vertex is over 1 and down 1. And which way is this going to open, guys? It's going to open up, right? And I can tell because my y-intercept is above my vertex. So my y-intercept is over 0, up 1.
Is the vertex for 1?
What is it?
Is the vertex just shift to the right ones?
For this one, yeah. So this is my vertex right here. So over 1, down negative 1. And that's also going to be my line of symmetry. So since I already found 1 point, I can find that same point on this side. And what's going to be another point? I can use my sequence, right? What was my sequence? So check it out. Which ones have I already used? I already used these two, right? So what would be my next point? Over how many? Over 3 and up what? 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can find that same point. Did you?
Yes.
I'll check it right now. Alright, and there's your graph. I'll check it right now.
So, for the vertex, the x and y, those both equal the line of symmetry, right?
The x coordinate of that, yeah. Yeah? You use restroom? Yeah, go ahead.
So wait, so we the x, right?
Yeah.
But not the y?
Not the y.
So
Not
what
the
am
y.
I, just 2?
So your line of symmetry would be x equals 2.
Okay.
Like in this one, the line of symmetry is x equals 1.
1, so
Yeah.
just like the line shifts to the, wherever the way.
Exactly where the vertex is.
Just like this one.
Yep. Any questions on that one? Let me see it, Lisa.
Yeah.
She changed it right now.
She changed it right now.
No, I just wrote my graph so that the y line is going by 2s, but I got all my points. It's on the very back.
Oh, I'm trying to see that. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Guys, at least 100.
I'll fix it right now. So when we're done, I'll fix it. Good job. And last one. Can I go forward, or you guys still have questions on this one? Keep it up? Okay. I'll even put this over here. So this is over 3, up 1. Remember, this video is going to be up there, so please study it. You have the whole weekend. All good? How many of you guys had trouble on the last one? What was the last one, guys? I figured I'd make it easy on you guys on that one. It was easy, yeah?
This one was the one that messed me up.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many of you guys got like weird fractions and decimals when you did it?
I didn't really look at it, and I looked at it, and I was like, I'll skip it. And I just couldn't even do it.
I got you. You kind of ran out of time on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's go to the last one. Question 8. Okay, again, I'm going to see what kind of sequence this is. So what's my common difference or my first difference?
6.
So plus 6, and then what? Plus 6, and then plus 6. How many guys smiled when you saw that it was arithmetic? You were like, thank you, Mr. G. You're welcome. Okay, so since this is arithmetic, if I want to give the nth term, first I got to create my explicit. Okay, so it's going to be negative 14 plus 6n minus 6. And for the most part, you guys did that very well. And then you told me it was negative 20 minus 6n. I know. I saw that. You would have finished that one. You would have been fine. I know.
It's plus 6n.
It is plus 6n. My bad. My bad. So violent over here. So when I graph this thing, my y-intercept is going to be negative 20. So I was going to put that as 0, negative 20. And then I'm going to draw my graph. And then it doesn't have to be exact as long as your points are there. What are my points? Those points should have been so easy because you get them from your what? The sequence, yeah. So the first point is going to be what? And that's it. I mean, if you wanted to do the next one, you could. Yeah. Yeah, right. But that was it, guys. Now, we don't have much time because we only have, what, 7 minutes left? They're yours to keep. They're yours to study.